What is going on, everyone? Today we have the AOS Master version of the 5070. This has got 12 gigabytes of VRAM, and we're going to be checking it out today to see how it runs on this title. We have it paired today with an AMD 9800X3D and 32 gigabytes of DDR5 memory. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have your subscription. If you're not new here, thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. All right, everyone, we're checking out Arc Raiders today on the 5070. Right now we just have the opening scene here. This is on Epic settings, so totally maxed out DLAA, not doing any upscaling and not doing any frame generation. We're right at 55 FPS here. I'm just going to try to play through it just to give you guys kind of a first look, an idea of what to expect on this card. Again, it's the 9800X3D running things on the CPU side, so let's just jump in and check out the settings, just see what we can expect here. So let's come into here. Got boost on, of course, and we're going to just do a little upscale. We're going to go to quality. Of course, we're on that CNN model, and everything else. Go ahead and kill that motion blur. I don't really like it. Not doing any sort of global illumination. You can click this over, to low, medium, high to be more dynamic. So yeah, this is just like ray tracing stuff. So we're on Epic settings all the way down. Let's just keep going and see what we can expect here with that on quality. All right, so quality gives us 85, 86 FPS, and our PCL's at 23 milliseconds, which on a competitive game like this is awesome. That's really good, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. I'm probably just going to go ahead and buy it. This is the playtest, but yeah, I'm already kind of digging the way it looks and feels. So yeah, everything's looking pretty good, though. It's running great on the 5070. VRAM allocation, man, under 5 gigs. You never see that, especially at 4K. But yeah, everything here is running perfectly fine. I'm just going to jump over, see what else we can expect here. So right here, all right, so we're just going to go down and check out what balanced looks like. The balanced gives us a nice little bump up to 95, 96 FPS. And on 4K, all the way down to performance typically looks extremely good. So yeah, we're looking like everything's going to be just fine. Oh, damn, okay. We're getting into it. There we go. Come on. Whoa, shit. All right, get over here. Where's that dude? There we go. Come on. Oh, man, he's shooting stuff at me. We got him? All right, we got him. I was not expecting that. I was like, oh, this is pretty calm, and then suddenly get shot at. All right, so we're at 94 FPS, 99 FPS. Everything's looking super, super good. That PCL is nice, too. It's at just over, it's just right around 20. I actually just saw 19, so we're actually under 20 on our post-compute latency, which is awesome. All right, so we're going to upscale from performance and see what we can expect there. All right, that gives us a little over 100 FPS, but mainly what we need to pay attention to is that PCL. It went down to 20 milliseconds pretty evenly, but I just saw an 18 milliseconds. So really it's running so well that the only reason to upscale at this point would be to just get your latency down as much as possible. Again, I am running NVIDIA Boost, so everything is running pretty much wide open as far as helping me have the best latency possible. So yeah, we're at 109 FPS here, so let's just jump over and check out another setting here. We're going to go down to, let's see, let's go back to quality, but kick on some of this dynamic lighting. So we're going to go to Epic Dynamic Lighting, and we're going to see what that looks like on quality here. Let's check that out. All right, so that gives us 73, 76 FPS. Definitely improves the lighting. It looks really good. Still, like, extremely good performance. That did cost us a little bit on our PCL, but it's just up to 24 milliseconds, which isn't bad at all. I'm going to go into here. I don't know if I should proceed. I don't want to hit any story. But yeah, we're at 74 FPS here. And, again, this is a really, really nicely running game. I'm really loving the fact that it's not destroying my VRAM. That's something that should be praised, I guess, nowadays. But yeah, let's jump into balanced and see what that does on this high RTX setting. That gives us 86 FPS. So yeah, in this particular scenario, the 5070 can absolutely handle this title at 4K, which kind of, blanket tells you that it will handle all the other resolutions no problem at all, because this would be kind of worst case scenario. All right, so let's just jump down and check out what performance looks like. All right, so let's jump down here. I love when settings are just so clear. Man, it just makes testing so much easier. All right, so that gives us 95 FPS, and that, again, this is completely maxed out RT on performance with everything set to epic. And I mean, check out your VRAM allocations at 5, and it's using 3.5. Yeah, this is, you don't see numbers that low, especially on a brand new title, but you know, it is a competitive game, so maybe that was obviously taken into account here. All right, so let's just check out a few more settings before we kind of wrap up the 4K portion here. All right, so DLSS performance, let's go back up to quality, and let's leave the dynamic global illumination turned on, and let's turn on some frame generation. Let's see where we at. Okay, so frame gen, I don't want auto, I want to control it. All right, so this would be 2x with quality upscale. That'll give you 120 FPS here. All right, and that does increase your PCL. We're looking like 33 milliseconds, which on, you know, on a normal story type game, you know, anything under 50 is pretty good. Now competitive, you know, I don't claim to be a competitive player by any means, but you know, it feels good to me. I'll let you guys be the judge. I'll just tell you what the information is. Right here, I'm at 31 milliseconds on the PCL, so we're at 122, about a little over 120 FPS here. Of course, with RT completely maxed out. So yeah, that's pretty good too. We'll take a look and see what it looks like without any RT. But first, I want to see what a 3x and a 4x will give us here. I'm just kind of jumping around in settings just to see what some of these things do to our metrics here. We're looking like 40 milliseconds, 41 milliseconds with a 3x frame gen. But that does give you 155 FPS. I'm not noticing any ghosting either. It looks really good, feels really nice. So 160 FPS there. Let's jump over and kick on 4x. All right, so 4x, the PCL pretty much stayed the same. We're at 41 milliseconds, 42 milliseconds or so. I say it a lot because it's very small and hard to read. So it did just flash and it dropped down a little bit to about 36 milliseconds. So, you know, again, I'll let you be the judge, but that's 200 FPS here. All right, so we've kind of exhausted all of the frame generation settings at quality. Let's go to balanced, see what we can expect with a 2x frame gen on balanced. Again, this is with full RT still turned on. That gives you a 33 millisecond PCL, and that definitely improved it. So really, you're getting the most impact out of dropping your or upscaling. Upscaling will give you that drop in PCL. So, you know, the game runs fine. There's absolutely no issues whatsoever with any of the frame rate, in my opinion. You know, definitely something that you don't see often is any VRAM in under 8 on 4K is just amazing. But yeah, we're looking like 28 milliseconds here on this setting. And again, that was from, the benefit was from definitely going to a balanced setting. So you can use that frame gen and still have a really good PCL with NVIDIA Boost turned on. And, you know, just using some upscaling. Again, 4K upscales beautifully. That's a lot of the reason I love playing at 4K is the upscaling tends to look just so much better at 4K, just because you have such a higher base resolution to work from. All right, so we're looking like 37, 36 milliseconds, 170 FPS here. Let's jump up to the next level, which would be 4x. I'm gonna try to just stay in this area just to like keep the test calm and just give you guys information that you're looking for. But yeah, we're at 200 FPS here at balanced DLSS with a 4x frame gen, and the PCL seems to be right there around just under 40 milliseconds. So as far as competitive players go, I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but you know, for me, it feels just fine. All right, so let's jump over and see what we can do with some more of these settings. So let's go back to 2x and kick it down to performance. All right, so this is probably gonna really help our PCL out. Yeah, it does. Okay, we're in the high 20s now with 143 FPS. And again, you know, our allocated VRAM. I'm not even gonna talk about the VRAM. I mean, there's no card new right now that that it would run into any issues. Seems like 8 gigs would be more than enough anyway, which is insane to even say, but yeah, hats off to the developers. This is a really nice experience. All right, so 32 milliseconds of PCL here on this setting. Let's jump up to the very next level, go into 3x. Let's see what we get here. That's 185, 184, 32 milliseconds of PCL of our latency there. So that's, you know, again, pretty good. Let's go ahead and jump over, and not mean to shoot. Let's jump over here and go to 4x just to kind of see what it looks like there. It's over 200 FPS on a 5070 using 4.2 gigs of VRAM and allocating 5.6 gigs of VRAM. Wow, you know, that's pretty good. I love seeing this. This is a good thing. All right, and this is with that full RT turned on. So let's explore what it looks like with out that RT on. Let's just try a few more realistic settings here. So I'm going to turn this off. Then I'm going to come down here and let's just check out a quality upscale with that RT turned off. Just leave that on static. I'm assuming that's what that means. It's not super clear. But yeah, we're going to leave that on static, and then we're going to leave quality on. Then we're going to do a 2x frame gen. Let's just see what it does for our PCL here with this setting. That gives us 30 milliseconds of PCL. And yeah, this is a quality upscale just with that global illumination, the RTX set to static. So not low, medium, high, just static. All right, so that gives us, again, more just great performance. Allocated VRAM's well under control. All right, let's jump into here and let's check out a 4x. Let's just skip 3 for time's sake. All right, that gives us a PCL of 37 milliseconds with 212 FPS here. So if you do kind of give up that that RTX, you do get a little bit of a performance bump. Obviously, you know, that's kind of expected. So yeah, let's just keep on going. Let's jump over and see what else we can test out here on this on 4K. So that was a 4x frame gen. Let's jump to balanced. See what that looks like. So this is just 4K. Balanced upscale with 2x frame gen. Again, no RT, so that's 28 milliseconds, and everything looks just fine. You're not going to have a problem on this title with this card at all, I don't think. There's plenty of settings here for any number of play styles, I believe. So if you really want that just super low PCL, I'll run through potentially a setting you could explore just to see how low we can get it by giving up some of the fidelity settings here. So all right, let's jump over. All right, that was balanced. I don't think anyone would be very interested in these settings here, but I'll run through them just in case there's a few folks out there. I've got chapter markers set up, but yeah, if you are just really wanting to show everything or see everything, I'll definitely show it to you. All right, that's 30 milliseconds of on our PCL and 242 FPS here. So really giving up that RTX gives you insane, it's really good performance beyond the already awesome performance even with RTX on. This is a 2x upscale or 2x frame gen with a performance upscale that gets us down to 28 milliseconds, 30 milliseconds. So as you can see, going harder and harder on some of these settings doesn't necessarily negatively affect your PCL as much as you would think it would. So really, it's pretty good. I mean, 28 milliseconds here. Performance DLSS, of course, is to thank for that. But yeah, we're looking good on 2x frame gen. Jump up and see what we can expect on a 4x frame gen. This performance DLSS, no RT, and a 2x frame gen gave us 32 milliseconds here. Everything looks pretty good. 250 FPS. This is finally hitting my 240 refresh on this 4K panel. So this would be kind of a setting you could look at if you really wanted to just completely max out your panel and then use a Riva tuner to maybe lock your frames at something, you know, half your refresh or something like that to avoid any tearing. But yeah, we're looking like everything's going to be fine at 4K. All right, but then let's see what we can do as far as just turning off the frame gen and running a performance upscale, of course, and let's run this down to maybe medium and see what that looks like. And then we'll see what our PCL does now. All right, so that gave us allocation of 4.9 gigs. That's incredibly low. All right, so our PCL, this did it. PCL is at 15 milliseconds, so that's a pretty kick-ass setting if you really want. So, oh yeah, I mean, this is like just instant. Like my hand is connected to the game. 140 FPS. That gives you 15 milliseconds on your PCL. So this would be an awesome way to play it if you are competitive. Now you can obviously go even harder on this. You can go down to low and see what that does for your PCL just to kind of get a difference. All right, so that gives you about the same, 14 milliseconds. So really depends on how much you want to give up, if that's worth it to you or not. I would probably want the game to look a little better. So let's try out high. We kind of saw what performance upscale looks like on high. Let's go to medium. Or we looked at it on medium and low, and let's go to high, and then epic. All right, so yeah, that gives us 18 milliseconds. So really jumping to high gets you in the teens. We're at 19 milliseconds, so just under 20. Looks like, yeah, 16, 17, 18 milliseconds. So this would be a 4K competitive setting. I don't know how many people compete at 4K, but to me, having that just incredibly low PCL is kind of what everybody's looking for. We're going to go to a setting that might, let's see, I don't want to go windowed. I want to go exclusive full screen. I know it's not recommended, but I want to try and see what a competitive experience at 1440 would look like. Let's go ahead and let it do its thing here, just to see what folks would maybe expect. Okay, so now we're at 1440. NVIDIA Boost is on. We're going to run a performance upscale. We're going to run it on, let's go to Epic and then just work our way down. Let me fix that. Let me fix our metrics here. Now it's on full screen, so it's going to do some crazy blinking here and there. All right, so let's jump into here. Click on the little TV. All right. If nobody's seen my how to make this guide, it will be linked in the description below, but I have a guide out on how to make your overlay look like mine if you're interested in that. All right, so now we're going to get back into the title here. All right, so now we can see our metrics fully. So this would be 1440. Let's go through it. On plus boost is activated, and then of course we've got performance. And then we're going to check it out on Epic and then just kind of work our way down and just see what this does with our PCL. So PCL on Epic, utilizing performance, that gives us 15 milliseconds. So it's about the same as what medium was on 4K. If you're willing to go down to 1440, you can achieve that super low latency. All right, so let's see what we can do as far as going even more extreme. All right, so go down to high, see what that does. All right, so that gives us 12 milliseconds. Oh man, I mean, this game just runs so well. It's so nice to see a game that launches clean. Anyway, you're at 202 FPS here with a 13 millisecond PCL. Let's jump down to see what else we can do here. I'm just leaving it on performance because that would likely be how someone would play competitively. Now, medium does give up a lot of the atmospheric detail, but it gives you a little bit better PCL, obviously, about 11 milliseconds. I just saw 10, so about 10 milliseconds with a 250 FPS, 250 FPS frame rate. So, pretty like damn impressive if you're really after that super competitive PCL. All right, so let's jump down and see what we can expect from what was that? Yeah, medium. Let's go down to low. So this would be the most extreme way to play it as far as PCL is concerned. So this is performance DLSS with low settings, and that is single digit PCL, 9 milliseconds. So yeah, this is like, I mean, it's just instant. So yeah, we're just going to keep on going here and check out one more setting here. So if you're not into the competitive stuff, you just wanted to kind of look good, let's see what that can possibly look like at 1440. I'm not going to go fully exhaustive on this one just because 4K ran just fine. So there's no real need to, wonder if this is going to look good or bad. It's going to look good. We're just going to see what, Let's see what DLAA looks like, and then kick on that RT. So RT is set to high, epic. All right, so epic with RT set to high, DLAA, so no upscaling, and no frame generation with a boost reflex, on plus boost. All right, so that gives us 21 milliseconds on our PCL and a 95 FPS frame rate. Super flat frame time graph. I mean, this whole time, VRAM is at 4.2 gigabytes, 2.9 of used. I mean, it's just crazy. This is, damn, like, this is how games should come out, and this is how they should play in 2025. This is just so good. All right, so as you can see, it's going to run just fine here. We'll check out, you know, since we're at 1440, a quality DLSS setting would probably be how I'd play it anyway. It still looks just fine, but that does give you a 16 millisecond PCL here on Epic settings with full ray tracing. Like, holy shit, you know, I mean, that's just like really good. So I'm quite impressed just by going down to that. So let's check out some more DLSS. I'm gonna try to make this, you know, as thorough as I can make it. All right, so 147 FPS with a 16 millisecond PCL, 14 millisecond, 15 millisecond looks really good. I mean, there's no reason to even comment on the performance. It's just running just fine. It's really just going to come down to how you want to play it on this card. But the 5070 is just doing just fine. There's like no reason to worry. All right, so let's jump over into it. So graphics, and let's see what performance looks like. All right, let's see, come down here. Where did it go? All right, performance, DLSS, full ray tracing on Epic settings, and you're at 16 milliseconds here. All right, so this is kind of a high fidelity experience at 1440. Let's jump in and check out what 1080 would potentially look like. This would be like extremely competitive. You know, for those folks out here who are into that, let's just see what it looks like. I'm going the long way here. Sorry about that. Where in the world is it? 1920 by 1080. There we go. All right. I'm going to apply that. Let it do its thing. Blink in and out. All right. So we are at 1080p here. Let me, of course, fix my... every time you adjust the resolution, the overlay does not adjust. So I have to come in here and fix it every time. Super fun. All right. So let's drop that down. All right. So everybody can see it now. Great. All right, let's jump back into the game, and let's see what our settings are like. So we're at 1080p, boost is on. DLSS, we're going to just kick that over to DLAA. CNN model, of course. Everything's on Epic settings with that RT set to high. All right. And our PCL is at 14 milliseconds. We are using 2.6 gigs of VRAM, and we're running 132 FPS. So if you are a competitive player with a 5070 and you're interested in this title, let's explore some settings. I'm assuming 17 milliseconds is pretty darn good. Again, I am not a competitive player, but yeah, let's just see how low we can get this while maintaining like a good looking game. All right, so let's see, jump into graphics. Everything here needs to just stay the same. We're gonna go to quality. Quality ought to do a lot. You know, of course, we have RT on, so that would probably help matters tremendously. But that gives us a 14 millisecond PCL, and we're looking like 173 FPS here. And yeah, so let's just keep on going and see what we can do as far as quality on 1080p is kind of low as I like to go. So I'm just gonna kill this RT. So no RT, leave it on Epic settings, just kind of explore what that does for our PCL, because our frame rate, there is no problem. 200 FPS is fine. That gives us a 12 millisecond PCL, right at 14. Between 12 and 14 is what it's reporting right now. So let's see how much lower we can get this, because at 1440 we were able to see a single digit, and I would like to see consistent single digits if we can make that happen. So right now, let's just kick it down to, I mean, there's a big difference between low, medium, high, and epic. I mean, you can see here as I'm toggling through, low is like very, very very low detail as far as like plants and stuff around, but this is quality DLSS, low settings, and that gives us around 10 milliseconds. Looks like this would probably be what you needed to run if you wanted to potentially get those single digits, but that's 300 FPS almost, so looking like 8 milliseconds here. Let's see what we can do as far as a little bit more upscaling to see how much more aggressive we can get. Go down to performance. So this is performance low, and that gives you again 8 milliseconds on your PCL, 8 to 9. So not a big trade-off for not a lot of performance as far as like milliseconds go. But I mean, it's all diminishing returns once you're this responsive. So 300 FPS, 8 milliseconds here at 1080p. So anyway, I really hope this helps everyone kind of get a good look at what this game is going to run like on a 5070. Of course, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you're not new here, thanks for coming back and checking out my content. Again, I've got the new video is live if you want to replicate my metrics panel over there. Again, I'll link it down in the description if you want to check that out. But yeah, thanks for the support. We'll see you in the very next game. Peace.